Good evening. Welcome to On the Level Racing Channel. Sorry the podcast is so late this evening. Obviously I didn't go home to work till very late. And just settling down, just having a quick look through the card before we actually go live on this. So we're going to start quite quickly here. Before I do, just want to go back on today's racing quickly. Again, some disappointing runs there, but it was nice to get a winner with Live Love Laugh today. Literally annihilated his field under Patrick Mullins, and I think this guy could have a good day also. He's got a cracking chance in the Grand National this year. So quickly onto the 145 at Aintree, which is the EFT Systems handicap hurdle over extended 3 miles. And I've had a good look here, and I've taken 2 against the field. I was quite taken with Come On Teddy last time out. I mean, his run at Cheltenham behind Miss Milner in the Pertemps Networks final. This horse come from another parish. He was about 8th or 9th coming over towards the last. Looked like he was going to have no chance at all, and ran on. Miss Milner got first run, and he stayed all the way to the line. I think it was a cracking run, and I think very much Tom George's horse could be very much in the frame here as well. And the fact that he's in the Noel Feely Racing Syndicate, I think stands out and speaks volumes, really. So I think Come On Teddy will definitely be one of my selections in the first race, around 7-1 generally. And another one I like here, I've recently watched the way Stuart Edmonds' horse won at Kempton over 2 mile 5 when winning the Cloves Brothers Asset Finance Handicap Hurdle off a mark 130 when beating Echo by 3 1/4 lengths. The fact that this horse dictated most of the pace, and when he came to challenge, he found another gear, and I thought he held Echo quite comfortably going away. Christian Gethings coming for the ride again. I'm glad he's kept the ride on this horse because I think he's got a cracking chance, around 17-2. So that would be the first 2 against the field in the first race. Here will be Come On Teddy and Hometown Boy. Obviously, like I said before, I will give you the point system at the end of the podcast here. Swiftly on to the 225. 13 go to post in the Betway Mersey Novices Hurdle over 2.5 miles. Obviously, the ground is getting quicker, I think. Strong favourite here, my Drogo for Dan Skelton. Hasn't done nothing wrong this season. Comes into this of a 35-day layoff and was quite impressive at Kelso when beating a horse called Do Your Job. That form is very strong indeed, considering Do Your Job, who finished second behind my Drogo there. Ran an absolute cracking race behind Belfast Banter this afternoon, and was probably very unlucky not to get any closer and travelled well through the race. Obviously I would never think about, I can see why the horse is favourite, my Drago, and is exceptionally a good price. Bandy Adam, obviously tipped up in Supreme, and just a bit concerning. I think there's been more money for this horse. It's around 3-1, stepping up to 2.5 miles for the first time. So it's an unknown territory regarding his stamina. The horse has really been taken on this year. Is appreciated. Obviously, we know who actually scooted home by 24 lengths in the Supreme. Probably one of the best Supreme wins I've seen in many years to come. Obviously, he was beaten twice by him over in Ireland. And again, finishing behind appreciated of 148. We'll come to this again off 148, no penalty. And Bandy Adam obviously will prefer this flatter track, and we'll probably run it again. Very good race under Rachel Blackmore. But the horse that really caught my eye was the Irish Raider here from Rowan McNally's stable here. Dennis O'Regan. Hopefully will come for the ride again. Round 5 to 1, and that is the real deal. I'm so impressed at Punchestown. I mean, he was given a patient ride. Dennis O'Regan didn't panic at all. Sat there off the pace in last place and came from out of the clouds again, another parish, and won at 22 to 1. And I just don't think that was no fluke. He literally asserted from the last, and he beat a very good yardstick in Ganapathy of Willie Mullins, who also had power applause in the race. So yeah, I think the real deal. He's got a very good engine. I can't see why this horse won't handle up to 2.5 miles. He's already won over the distance. At Punchestown when winning the handicap hurdle for a mark of 106. Odds on favourite to do so, and beat a horse called Had a Safari of Mark Bowes. So yeah, I mean, I can't see him. I mean, the horse seems very versatile over trips. It wins over 2 miles, win over 2.5. It's stayed his trip, I think, quite well. I think you sit off the pace, and you won't see obviously the real deal till very late in the race. Others in the race, I didn't really anything that really else impressed me here. Like I said, I think the horse obviously is correct. Is My Drogo. He is the horse to beat in the race for Dan Skelton. But I think the real deal could be a serious good price here. I mean, he's currently around 6 to 1. I think he's a very good each way bet to nothing really. Considering My Drogo is 7 to 4 and Banny Adam is 3 to 1. Obviously, My Drogo is coming off the back of a run at Kelso, like I said, and that form is very solid behind Do Your Job when beating him by a comfortable 9.5 lengths. So yeah, My Drogo is obviously a very good favourite here, a very warm favourite indeed. Could penalise the bookies quite considerably if it goes in, but I think the real deal is very good price at 6 to 1 each way in Dennis O'Regan, and he's proven over the trip anyway. On to the 3 o'clock. 5 declared. This is the Doombar Maghorn Novices Chase. Over just shy of 2 miles. Obviously, we're not going to back against the favourite, which is 1 to 8, which is Shishkin. It's Shishkin's race to lose. We should be actually slaughtering this field. And Gumball, excuse me, Gumball here about 14 to 1. But the horse that I've actually looked at here, well, I don't expect it to win. I don't expect it to beat Shishkin. But I do think that this horse is a very good each way bet out of the 5 runners that are taking place here. He's around 16 to 1 with Bet365, which I think is an exceptional price. Both his races he's won came at Chepstow and Ascot. Chepstow I looked at because obviously it's going the same way left-handed. And the way he beat BC Fix, he had a lot in hand there for Mark 133 under Charlie Deutsch, and stepped up to 17 furlongs and won again very well by 23 lengths off a mark of 141 £8 penalty. So yeah, I mean, he's won 3 of his last 4 races. I do think he's an improver, this horse, and definitely could run exceptionally well for Venetia Williams. I'm not saying he could beat Shishkin. I very much doubt it. But I think Funnable Savola, that's the horse. Funnable Savola. For Venetia Williams, I think it's a very exceptional bet each way at 16 to 1. I mean, Gumball obviously is the obvious one here each way. But I've looked at a couple of races of Gumball. He's just lost his way a bit since winning 4 races back. Longhouse Sal was absolutely fresh last time out and then pulled up as well. And Elvis Mal, great horse for Neil Alexander, has been a good servant. Only a 7-year-old. A very good second last time out to One for Rosie over at Carlisle, over 2 miles on soft ground. Not really proven on quicker ground. That would be my concern. So yeah, I mean, I think the each way better at 16 to 1 would be Funnable Savola for Venetia Williams. On to the 3:35. 15 go to the post. This is the Ryanair Stayers hurdle. Again, we're going to see some horses here from Cheltenham. Obviously, Paisley Park finished third in the Stayers. Roxana went the mare's way and was beaten. Lisnagar Oscar fell. And so, sorry, this is probably Philip Hobbs' chance here of getting another winner here on the card. The trainer's never won this race. He's got Time Hill here. Obviously, had a bit of a setback and didn't take its chance at in the Stayers at Cheltenham. I do think 2-1 is a bit short for the horse. Was beaten by Paisley Park at Ascot in the long walk hurdle. At the moment, is 1 with Paisley Park. There is some form there through Fiddler on the Roof. Fiddler on the Roof was quite disappointing today. And obviously, you can't leave Paisley Park out of the race. Did everything right, at Cheltenham in the Stayers, went behind Flooring Porter, beating just 5 lengths. And he was keeping on well. I mean, he will like this flatter track. Paisley Park. Has he run at Aintree before? I'm not too sure. I don't think he has. Yeah, he has. Yeah, he's won here over 2.5 miles. Back in 2018 of a mark of 140. He's obviously much more improved since then. As I said, he's won the Stayers before at Cheltenham. So yeah, I mean Paisley Park could be obviously the horse to turn over Time Hill here. But I thought one at a price here. I mean, obviously, again, we've got Roxana at the bottom there, the mare, the only mare in the race for the Skeltons. Some were saying that Roxana should have gone the route of the Stayers at Cheltenham, really. Here, obviously, he was third to Black Tears in the David Nicholson Mares Hurdle. And finished second here at Aintree back in November of 2019 when behind Top Notch, beating a neck of a mark of 151. And he was beaten on this venue here back in 2019 when second to Caps Fit in this race, the Ryanair Stayers. So obviously he's returning to have another crack at the race and cannot be discarded at all. She is a very, very good stayer indeed, Roxana. Especially when the Skelton's yard has been firing all season. You couldn't put her off this time around. Excuse me, guys, just having a drink. As for the age barrier, 7-year-olds have won this 3 times out of the last 5 years. So if we're looking around the 7-year-olds here as an avenue, obviously Time Hill, 7 years old. There's 2 others in this race that I did look at. One is Third Wind of Hughie Morrison's. Hasn't been seen for 49 days. Last ran at Haydock when beating Lisnagar Oscar in the Rendlesham Grade 2. And beat the horse by 3 parts of a length of a mark of 146. And there's another one that will make its debut here at Aintree this year. But the fact that the horse hasn't had an extra run, it's come off the back of 49 days, it should be inconvenienced. Yeah, I think Third Wind could definitely be a horse, a dark horse in the race. Quite a nice price, about 14 to 1. Obviously, we can have a look here at the Irish horses here. I mean, the Irish horses seem to be much more forward than the British. If we look at these stats here, we had an Irish winner here 2 years ago under Sean Flanagan, who rode Identity Thief, and this time around he will be the jockey here on Noel Mead's Dial Kerr, or Dial Core, how you want to pronounce it. It's a Kingsdown horse, about 11 to 1. Last seen at Garum Park when finishing second in the John Mulhern Gamoy hurdle there over 3 miles on heavy ground. And that was behind Sam's Profile, beaten for half a length for a mark of 143. Pretty consistent, really. I mean, he's been up against some good horses. I finished fourth to Monkfish over on his chasing ranks. But I just still think his horse is a little bit better over hurdles. He's proved that already. Just a little bit concerned on the ground, if this ground will be a bit too fast for him this time around. But nevertheless, Deal Kerr could be very interesting in this race at a reasonable price of around 11 to 1, 12 to 1 in places. Another one here I looked at, which I don't think you can disregard that very easy, is Ollie Murphy's Thomas Darby. Very eye-catching booking of Jack Kennedy on board. 22 to 1. Was fancied to run a bigger race in the Coral Cup, finishing 14th of 26 of a mark on 155. Was quite nicely backed on the day from about 25s into 14s. I didn't really show anything really significant. 11 stone 12 is a lot of weight to carry around Cheltenham on the ground. Pride Snat, he did finish here in a competitive hurdle here, third to Summer Boy in a Class 2, over 2.5 miles for a mark 157, back in November last year. Really looking at his form, his hurdle form is much better than his chasing form. He comes in off a mark 153, pretty reasonable. Just the eye-catching book of Jack Kennedy is significant. So we might just see on this quicker ground Thomas Darby run an exceptional race at a big price. I mean, I think one of our members, Cav, he put this horse up as a nap, believe it or not, in the Coral Cup. And he got a run for his money. Thomas Darby was definitely travelling well throughout the race. Yeah, step up the trip might be more in his favour, and he's quite a big price. He's around 25 to 1 to win the race. So if I was going to go put a bet on this, like I said, I do like 2 in the race. I mean, third wins over price, but I do like this Noel Meads horse here, guys. This D.O. Kerr. Purely because the Irish are just dominating at the moment, and I wouldn't be surprised to see a cracking run from this Deal Kerr at a nice double figure price of around about 12 to 1 with Ladbrokes. On to the 4:15, the Betway Handicap Chase, a grade 3 event over extended 3 miles, or just shy of 3 miles, 1:15 go to post. If we look at this race here, Kim Bailey's horse, Happy Go Lucky, I thought was a bit unlucky. It's not run a better race in the Ultima over at Cheltenham, but you can't take it away from the winner. Vintage Clouds, is a fantastic run from pillar to post. Never looked in trouble. Happy Go Lucky had a lot to do to make up the ground, and was quite clearly 2.25 lengths in front of the third place horse. That was marked for 147. Any good runs prior to it? Obviously, this has been the first visit to Aintree again. Seems to run his better race at Cheltenham, as one at Stratford. But obviously, we know he gets a trip. So I can't see no reason why this horse couldn't run well again this afternoon, and that is Happy Go Lucky. Currently in the market around 3 to 1 favourite. As for favourites in this race, we're not doing too bad. We had a favourite winning this a couple of years ago, but there has been some exceptionally big prizes. And the last 3 years, most of the horses that have come from Cheltenham have run quite well here. So Mick Kildisart won it off 11 stone 12 last year, which was a phenomenal achievement. And at the top of the weights here again is Top Notch of Nicky Henderson's, coming here off the back of a second race after a wind operation. Luca Morgan takes £7 off the back, which is quite significant there. And you can't take it away the fact that he ran a cracking race behind a horse I actually fancy for the National. The Shunter didn't run too badly this week. finishing second to Protectorat. Very, very good run. Obviously, Shunter took the £100,000 bonus prize at Cheltenham Festival. And there's a horse I like in this race for the national. That's Farclass, who finished second, 3 1/4 lengths in front on Top Notch. They're going back and down in that form. We got Sunny Dioc, who ran a cracking race, I believe, today. He was back in 8th that day at Cheltenham in the power plate. And he finished second to a horse called Editor de Git today at Aintree in the Red Rum Handicap Chase, and he lost by a length. So it's a very good form line again. The fact Top Notch, could run a big race, and don't forget the horse is coming back off of a wind operation. It's only the horse's second run. But it's a lot of weight to carry around for a 10-year-old in this race. But the £7 claimer can definitely help the cause. I mean, there's been no jockey in this race, is it? It was actually won this a claimer anyway, an amateur. So it's going to be a tough ask for Nicky Henderson's horse to win this. But Nick Henderson hasn't won this since 2008. So he's had and way yards are not really far at the moment. I'm not being impressed with any of their runners so far this year. One that stood out for me here was Charlie Longston's horse. Brian Hughes, obviously a champion jockey elect, I think, again. And that's Snow Leopardess, the mare. She's nicely bred mare by Marteline. So good to soft ground. We're not inconvenience her. I thought she ran exceptionally well when finishing fourth behind Galvin in the Sam Vesti National Hunt Novices Chase over 3 mile 5 or 3 mile 6. Despite she lost by the 18 lengths, I wouldn't put that worry me at all. She kept on very stoutly in the race without actually causing any impression. Off a weight of 10 stone 13. I mean, she comes to this off 10 stones 10. Brian Hughes takes over from Aidan Coleman, and I think she could run a very, very big race here, at least in the placings anyway. I mean, she's priced about 10-1. There's been a bit of money around for her as well. That'd be a 4.15 at Aintree. Looking on to the big one, the Grand National. Now, my original bet here, I was going to get really stuck in the cloth cap because on the ratings, when Cloth Cap got the weights, he was due to go up £14, nearly almost stone in weight. So he would have been running off a mark of 162 here, which would have put him in the region of about 11 stone 3, 11 stone 4 maybe. Been quite high in the weights, but he's managed to get in this on a really, really ridiculous low weight. I think 10 stone 5. Yeah, he's £14. I mean, and Tom Scudamore, it's a big thing for the guy. He's been obviously anti-post favourite now ever since the horse came out and won at Kelso when landing a Premier Chase listed chase off a mark 148, and we'll get in this race here off the same mark. So with a horse that's going to go up a stone in weights next time out, and he's got in here without the penalties, he has to be seriously considered. At the price would be 7-2 in the market early doors. I think he's drifted a little bit out now, reasonably to about 5-1. Excuse me, guys, I'm going to have a drink. All the best. So yeah, Cloth Cap has to be on your shortlist about 5-1. To take him on here, I would obviously Magic of Light, as you know, finished second in this 2 years ago behind Tiger Roll, and obviously Jessica Harrington has been obviously pinpointing this race all year. Ted Walsh, another trainer that knows his course so well, has had winners in the past. I believe they had Baddy Briggs win this race on the same route, the Webster Cup, the Grade 2 over in Navan, where Baddy Briggs won that race, and also any second now has done when beating Castle Grace Paddy by 10 lengths. But that's pretty good form, considered Castle Grace Paddy really should have won recently when finishing second to Easy Game at Fairyhouse in the Diminished Chase, the Grade 2. Came there on the bit and just didn't go through with the run. So yeah, any second now would have to go on your shortlist as well, I think. Ones that are nice prices. I mean, like I said, I think Patrick Mullins is making up for lost time. Sadly, he couldn't come over for Cheltenham, and I think he's got a really good chance here. Definitely be in the frame with Burrows Saint. The Ritchie and Mullins combination again. I mean, the yard of firing. I mean, Patrick Mullins in the last 14 days is running a 30% strike rate. Last seen at Fairyhouse in the Bobby Joe Chase, Grade 3, went behind Acapella Bourgeois to 4 3/4 lengths. That was a Grade 3. And yeah, is the fact that he's obviously making his debut here, and his chase record is phenomenal. He's what 1, 2, 3, 4. He's won 4 of 8, 9, 4 of 9. I think 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sorry, 4 of 7 races. Still rated about 156. Comes in for 156, no penalty. So I think Burrows Saint, for Winnie Mullins, especially with Winnie Mullins' record in the race. And I think he's better off a little bit with the weights with Acapella Bourgeois here again. And I think, Burrows Saint, if any money does significantly come for this horse, I would take note. He's definitely one of my top 3 picks in this race. I originally had an anti-post bet here on Tom Lacey's horse here, Kimberlite Candy. I thought this horse fit the profile here for a national horse. Exceptionally good race when finishing second in the Beaches Chase back in December here, behind a horse called Via La Rouge, beaten 24 lengths of a mark 153, and also back in December finished a good second here in the Randox Health Beecher Handicap Chase, another Grade 3 behind Captain Chaos. So 2 good runs at Aintree, and he's been there and done it. They were at round 3 miles, 3 1/4 miles. There's no reason why this horse can't take a good run here. I mean, the good thing about looking at this, he's got a good career. He's never fallen, so he jumps well. And I think Kimberlite Candy could be a very interesting runner also. But you could probably pick 5 or 6 horses in this race. I mean, I wouldn't stop anyone. In backing, 4 or 5 in a race, especially a race of this nature, especially you've got 40 runners in the field. So I'm happy. I mean, one more I want to talk about, I forgot here, is Denise Foster. I mean, wouldn't that be a fairy tale? Denise Foster taking over from Gordon Elliott, and she wins the Grand National. 18-1, far class. I thought this horse ran a cracker beyond the shunter, beating 3 lengths. Obviously, the shunter was well handicapped at the time. Another horse that's coming over for Aintree for the first time. And I don't think this horse has run badly at all. 146 beyond the shunter. That will put him up to about 149. 146. He's due to go up 2 more pounds for future events. Wearing a tongue tie. He's only a 7-year-old. And I can't see the reason why Farclas cannot run a big race here under Jack Kennedy. So like I said, I picked 4 or 5 horses there. You can actually put a line under and think, yeah, these all got chances. But it's a matter of picking the right 2 or 3 for the race. So I've got to go with 3 horses this race. So Cloth Cap, as I said, he's a stone willing against some of these. This is where the money's going to come eventually. I think he will go a favourite, I think. And obviously the horse jumped around. He's going to be a very hard horse to beat. But I was going to nap him. However, look at the races again and look at what horses are going up against him. I still think there's a few more horses in it that probably might just outstay him. One is definitely Burrow Saint of Willie Mullins, as I said. I think that his last race was quite exceptional. Definitely up in the mix there. I mean, Annabelle Fly, also for Tony Martin, been here and done it before. So my first horse I'm going to put with Burrow Saint, which will be a half point each way when I get there. I mean, he's generally around. Let's have a look. What is price? Around 9-1. And then my second selection is going to in this race is going to be. I'll just get down the bottom here and find it. It's going to be Farclas again each way. But Farclas is trading in around about 20s. It's a very big price for Farclas. If he jumps and gets round, hopefully I can get a place. I mean, some firms are playing 10 places. I mean, I bet with Bowl Sports, I think they're paying the first 7. I think Bet 365 is about the same. I think Bet 365 might be the first 10. Very generous indeed. And my third horse I'm going to go for this race will be Kimberlite Candy, just because I've already got the horse out of your post to around 14-1. And yes, I'm leaving Cloth Cap out. I just think the horse is pointed short. Yeah, the horse can probably go and win this by 10 lengths. He could probably go and do what Tiger Roll did a couple of years ago. It's possible. Being that far much in the weights ahead of anything in the field, he's got to be respected. Then we come to the final race, final day of the festival, which is the 620 Aintree, which is Weatherby's NHS Stallions.co.uk Standard Open National Flag. It's a Grade 2 event, just over 2 mile 1, and I do like the Irish horse in here. Most definitely love the Irish horse, purely because of the fact that this race is over 2 mile 1 furlong. I mean, a lot of horses over in Ireland tend to run bumpers on further distances. And the one I've looked at here, if I can find it. Oops, sorry, is Emmett Munlin's horse. Patrick Money comes in a fight on a horse called the Gossiper. Last seen, obviously winning back in March. Winning and quite convincing on 12 stone, giving weight all round to his rivals. And he won it by 4 lengths, really impressively under Patrick Munlin's on heavy ground. It was just a normal average race. But it was in the manner of the way the horse won was quite impressive. Yeah, okay, 5-2 looks a bit short for a horse that only had 1 run around the bumper sphere. I would have preferred this horse having a couple more runs. But I still think he's very capable, just purely on the connections alone. The favourite for the race is a horse called Balco Coastal, which is Nicky Henderson's horse. It's the Nico De Boy will come for the ride. 7-4 again, very, very short. 1 win, which came at Kempton back in February. We win by 17 lengths, and initially did that on the bridle. Didn't come off the bridle at 5-4 favourite. And the thing is about these bumper races, I do like a horse that's had a race. I mean, winning by 17 lengths, he's not really had a race, and that was on the back of this horse at 7-4, on the back of that he won a bumper race on the all-weather at Kempton. And I did say to you about these races, I fucking hate them. I don't know why they're even introduced into racing. Some people say it's to sharpen the horse up before they go back over hurdles or whatever. But I couldn't put that run into a Grade 2. Not the fact because it's Nicky Henderson's as well. I just couldn't do it. Yeah, it might run well, but I couldn't have it. Not at that price. Harry Whittington's horse, Brave Kingdom, a lively outsider here. It's not guaranteed this horse is going to run actually, but he's another one that won on debut, moving from the point-to-point circuit. under Gavin Shear, winning by 4.5 lengths at 6-1 over at Fontwell. That was, so again, that's good to note because he actually won over 2 miles to 2.25 miles. See, they're the kind of horses you've been looking for. Horses that can stay further. This little stop back and trip shouldn't really configure it. I mean, Brave Kingdom's in the market. It's trading around. I mean, it's a big price. Brave Kingdom. No, sorry, my fault. He's not in the betting. So yeah, Brave Kingdom is definitely not a runner here. So please take note of that. Brave Kingdom is not a runner, even though he's in this race. I mean, consider these ratings. These ratings of some of these horses are just astronomical. I mean, they've got Balco Coastal on 128 and Brave Kingdom on 112 if he was running. But I thought Brave Kingdom was more impressive than Balco Coastal. But there you go. Knappers Hill, Paul Nicholls, Megan Nicholls coming in for the ride. Unbeaten in 2 runs. Brown 7-1 in the market. Won quite nicely on debut at Chepstow, going left-handed, and then switched to Ascot and won a listed events by 1 length. And the fact that the horse had a hard race, and he did have a hard race, just hold on from these from the stable mates, Stage Star in the race. Obviously, Megan Nicholls will probably get the ride again. But as for an outright bet here, I mean, Stage Star is in this race as well, by the way, for Nicholls. I mean, Stage Star is also interesting, at 10-1. I mean, the reason that Knappers Hill beat him in that listed race back in December, of level weights, that was. I think he would have got a lot closer, but he was just Harry Cobden seemed to fall asleep when it all dropped and didn't really get to the stablemate. So Stage Star out of the 2 is probably the best horse out of the 2 for me. So 2 against the field in the last race. Why not? And that's going to be the Gossiper. I think 11-4 with bet 365 is a good bet for me. And I think a little each way bet on Stage Star. I think it could improve, and I think you could turn that form around with Knappers Hill. So I'm going to look back over the bets again, guys. Put them up. So we go back to 145, the grade 3. And as I said here, my bet here is going to be 0.5 point each way at 15-2 with bet 365 on Come On Teddy. Please look for your places, because some of these should be paying 4 or 5 places, probably 5 places this race. And also 0.5 point each way at 10-1 with bet 365 on Hometown Boy. Into the 225. 13 going to post in this grade 1. Obviously, my Drogo is a very exceptionally favourite here. 7-4, 13-8 with William Hill. But I'm going to go 0.5 point each way here on the Dereel Deal at 6-1. So 0.5 point each way. On to the 3 o'clock. Another grade 1 here, 5 declared, just shy of 2 miles. Obviously, we can't look past Shishkin, obviously, at 1-8. The horse I'm going to put up against it, it's just an each way bet. I'm not expecting it to win. That's Funambule Savola of Venetia Williams. 0.5 point each way, around 16-1 with bet 365. On to the 335. It's the Ryanair Stayers. Very good race here. Time Hill, obviously, is the talking horse here, missing, obviously, Cheltenham to a setback. We just have to take it on trust that setback has not been too much. Roxana comes this route. Should have come to Stayers route, as I said, at Cheltenham. Comes this route for the Skeltons. In a very dangerous horse indeed, the mare. Lizagar and Oscar fell last time out. But the horse, and also Paisley Park, we finished third in the Stayers. But the one I'm going to go for here each way is 0.5 point each way, 11-1 with bet 365 on Dio Kerr for Noel Mead. So obviously Sean Fenner can grab this race again, which he won back in 2019. On to the 415. The Betway Handicap Chase, a grade 3 over just shy of 3 miles 1. Obviously, Happy Go Lucky is obviously the hot favourite here. but I'm going to have a little each way bets here, if I can find it, on Snow Leopardess, 10 to 1, bet 365, half a point each way on Snow Leopardess at 10 to 1 in the 415. And the big one of the day, obviously the Grand National. I said I'm not going to play Cloth Cap. I said I've had a little bit of money on him, purely obviously because he's a Estonian, but it's just a bit of obviously a bit of play. But my main three bets here is going to be half a point each way on Borough Saints at 9 to 1 with bet 365, half a point each way at 16s on Kimberlite Candy, and I'm winning the throw no one in there at half a point each way with bet 365 at 20 to 1 on Farclas. And in the final race, which is the Grade 2 bumper, again we're going to go 2 against the field. When we get it up, here we go. And I'm going to put here, I'm going to put a 1 point win at 11 to 4 on the Gossiper, and a half point each way at 11 to 1 bet 365 on Stage Star. So that's a completion of this the selection for the last day. If you give me 1 second, guys, I'm going to quick look at my phone because my good friend Tony Hall has put up a dog for tomorrow. Here we go. So this dog runs tomorrow morning, guys. Now, this is the morning dog, so don't miss it. It's at Romford. It's the 11:01 a.m. That's a.m., not p.m. And it's trap 4, Bold Castle. The tissue price apparently for the dog is 4 to 1, but he seems to think this horse will be very well backed on the day. So if you want to have a bet on this dog, please try and get on early at 4 to 1. Unfortunately, the dog obviously tonight didn't run very well, but that's not normally the way. As I said, Tony's very, very exceptional with his dogs. So that's the Romford 11:01, trap 4, Bold Castle. Tissue price, hopefully it's going to open about 4 to 1. If you can get a price very early in the morning, most of the bookies priced up about 9:30, 10 o'clock for these races. He will be backed apparently. Obviously, Tony's having a bit of money on him. That will probably shift the market even more. So that's again, as I say, Romford 11:01, trap 4, Bold Castle. Okay, guys, thanks for listening. It's very late now, 11:30. I've got work tomorrow. So much appreciated for listening. Thank you for obviously subscribing and listening to the podcast over the last 3 days. Much appreciated. Please subscribe more. Please give the thumbs up or the thumbs down, whatever you think. Comment on the post. All feedback is taken on board. And have a great last day. Don't go too madly. Hope you get lucky with the Grand National, as I think hopefully we do. And all the best, guys. And we'll have a catch up of the 3 days on Sunday. Cheers, guys. All the best.